Had a fairly brutal day out at the thrifts today. I was on my feet for a full 8-hour shift at least. Took me that amount of time to get what I often am able to get out of 1 or 2 Goodwills around here. It was just sometimes that's just the curl of the burl. So, shorts have still been doing pretty good for me. Vizsla, or Vizsla, is a brand that used to suck in terms of resale, and it looks like it's picked back up. Shorts are over 100% sell-through right now. Here's an Untuck It. Yes, the dress shirts are not selling as well as once they were, but as long as you price them at the bottom of the market, they will still flip. I think while I was in the Salvation Army, some tweaker or other stole the caps off of the racks on the top of my van that are worth 5 cents. And that just set the tone for the day. I had this eerie moment when I was just starting to flip through the racks, where I was just warming up, getting ready to source, getting in the groove. I just felt like, you know what? In an hour, I bet I'm super pissed off about something. And I was. This is a gut check. This is just, I couldn't find any track record on this, but it was $2. And the tie-dye Trap House tank top, it's very seasonal, and something just told me that it's gonna sell. We'll see. That voice is very often wrong, which is why I like all the metrics. It's why I like all the sell-through stuff, because sometimes you're a dumb idiot and you're wrong, and your eyes don't match up with the eyes of the buying public. So you make dumb mistakes. That might be one of them. We'll see. Basic Marmot t-shirt. Marmot is not as strong as once it was, but this was $2. Probably priced at around 15. Here's another gut check. This is a t-shirt for the Great American Music Hall, and decent sell-through on Great American Music Hall shirts, probably around 50%. None of them like this. None with this crazy graphic. And I figure that should be a pretty easy flip at 15 or 20. Here's a shirt I often get confused with Buckle, but Roar is a little bit better than Buckle. It's a men's small, which is not the best size, but it has all these embroiderer type situations on it. And remember what I said about your eye is not the eye of the market? This is a good example. Good old stalwart Columbia PFG almost never fails, especially these vented, blurry fishing shirts with the caped back. That's what that is called. Learned that recently. And Columbia PFG doing pretty well right now. And last item from this Salvation Army, this is a brand new bolo. Ironworkers jeans. Somewhat unassuming to the eye, but they have built-in knee pads. So these are dual purpose motorcycle pants and jeans, and they have something meant to zip on there that's missing. But definitely over 100% sell-through. I don't remember exactly. That'll be on the Thrift of Life t-shirt. I don't remember exactly ... whatever. And the cashier lady thought that I was trying to steal something because she was taking a lot of time to investigate what the knee pads were. Okay, yeah, got that haul, came out, found that somebody stole part of my car. All right, then went down the street to another thrift store that historically has been easy money for me. It's one of my favorite ones. Got a rare DVD of, I think, a Chinese movie. Selling for around 20 on Amazon. The actives on eBay are way higher, like 35 plus. So I'll probably list it at 20. And hopefully get a quick flip out of it. It cost $1. So here's a pleasant surprise. pair of hiking shorts from a brand that has consistently exasperated me for my entire career, Jerry. It's really nice stuff. It's well made, it's sturdy, it's very technical looking, and again and again and again I look it up, and again and again and again it has low sell-through on eBay. Finally, Jerry shorts are doing quite well right now, especially hiking shorts like this. So these were, let's see here, 25% off of $7. So 20 bucks or 25 bucks should move. Here's another bolo. Volcom Surf and Turf. I've never bought these before. I'm actually fairly new to focusing on shorts. I took a long hiatus in the middle period of my reselling career where I didn't do pants or shorts, which was stupid. I just did tops. So first time getting these, but the numbers on Volcom Surf and Turf are really good. I think it's like 2x sell-through. And these kinds of hybrid shorts are doing really well right now anyway. So this is 25% off of 6. It has been way too long since I found Salt Valley Western. Small pearl snap Western shirt. When I lived up in LA, I found these all the time. All the time. And for some reason, the supply has just kind of dwindled past couple of years. 25% off of $8. One of my all-time Hall of Fame bread and butter brands. Never fails. Absolutely has never failed me. The pearl snap shirts. Another pair of shorts. From Cool. They're women's. They had some kind of flaw with them. Maybe they're not women's, they're size 32. Yeah, I think they have a stain on them. Who cares? Basic, unassuming pair of shorts, but fabric is thick, feels nice to the touch. And as sometimes happens, that corresponds with being a really nice brand. High Elite does activewear and athleisure clothing that is pretty pricey and pretty high demand. I think the graphic t-shirts aren't as in demand as the other stuff, but the actual performance type workout gear is doing really well, or I think it's doing really well. $6. And some O'Neill hybrids, really solid sellers. I think 2x demand, and this is pretty common to find. O'Neill Hyper Freak also has been doing quite well for me. You're not going to get bank for it, but O'Neill I've really been liking a lot in this kind of shorts four-way. And Dahui, talked about it a bunch. I think these are a boy's size. They're pretty small, but Dahui really strong right now. And 25% off of 6. Oh, it's a size 28, so it's just a small person. Okay, and then I went around the corner to another little thrift shop, and I stopped to get lunch at Vaughn's, and I got a stupid little kale juice. And after browsing the whole thrift store, I went ahead and sprayed all of the clothing with kale juice. So hopefully it'll wash out. I couldn't, with clear conscience, just put this stuff back on the rack. So all of this took a kale bath, which is very on brand for me, I know, but yeah, there it is. It should wash out. I mean, it's just vegetable matter. Of course, wine is also kind of vegetable matter. Oh, that, the Peter Millar shirt. I typically stay away from Peter Millar stuff, but that key phrase, Peter Millar Crown Comfort, good sell through there. Just put it together that this is new, without tags. It still has this in the collar, and now it's not going to be new anymore because I have to wash it. So hopefully, maybe I can get it out by hand, just by spritzing it. Maybe I'll use kale juice to get it out. North Face pants, little spots of green on it. And here's the rare Rei Purchase. This is kind of like Jerry, something that I wish was in higher demand, but it rarely is. but sometimes REI pants are, I have found. And these are men's 36 by 30 UPF pants, and good sell-through on those. So I looked at the book section at this thrift store, and I found someone had donated a bunch of old vampire books. Novels from the 80s and 90s about vampires. And I looked all of them up, and some of these are pretty rare and worth money. This one's worth around 20 bucks. This one is worth more. I want to say 30 or 40. And then this one also I think is worth 30. This was featured in Paperbacks from Hell, a book about old pulpy horror novels. So some of the genre stuff is worth, maybe not worth learning about, because you don't want to descend to the depths of dorkitude as I have, but worth looking up when you find it. Okay, and then I went to Earth's worst Goodwill, or maybe I should say Earth's most expensive Goodwill, a Goodwill that was formative in my reselling chop formation and has since gone the way of like Lamborghini showroom type pricing. So I managed to find a shirt. It's an obscure Adidas shirt, all blacks, which I think is a New Zealand rugby team or soccer team. And this cost me $8. Almost 100% sell-through on keywords related to this. And it's pretty spendy stuff, so I figure if I price it at $25, it should be safe money. That was the one clothing item that I found at this Goodwill. I tried to console myself with the book section. I did find this, John Scalzi's Red Shirts, which is a sci-fi book that I was on the lookout for. And I found this to resell, the Pocket Idiot's Guide to Potions, perhaps aptly named. This is probably worth $15 on eBay. Okay, and then I stopped at what I thought was going to be the last thrift store of the day. And I know this seems like a lot of stuff, but keep in mind that was thrifted over the course of probably 6 hours. And it's usually not this tough. It's almost never this tough. The universe doesn't hold my feet to the flames for quite this long, usually, at least not in San Diego. So my standards loosened up because I just wanted to have something to show for the day, which might actually not be sound business practice, to just buy stuff because you're frustrated. Polo, big ponies, weird ponies, big weird multiple ponies. That's a rugby shirt. I think that's a keyword that I will use. I think that's polo though. Horsey polo, as the ruling class calls it, horsey fun time polo. Here's a weird one. Actually, this is a vintage, I think 90s Levi's jeans polo shirt in what they say is a men's small, but is sized like an XL. I don't know why. It's kind of a knit polo shirt. It was only $6. So I don't know exactly what that is worth, but I'm guessing 25. I was also having a nice relaxing time because it was less crowded in there, and it's finally kind of loosening up. I get really tense because these thrift stores are just packed all the time, and for some reason I noticed today there's this universal principle where to the rest of the thrifting public, whatever is the most interesting thing in the thrift store always will be directly behind you where you're shopping. People just key in on that. Maybe it's like a heat signature or something, or there's a pheromone, or it's like a safety and numbers thing, but they gravitate towards directly my 6 o'clock position, wherever I happen to be. And I was like, finally just like, yeah, I was shopping the men's section, and here comes here comes the guy on the scent trail and just gets in this empty thrift store, just gets right up next to me, thrifting all around me, and being just polite enough that I would be an asshole if I said something, but just buzzing like a bee around where I was. And it's the closest that I've come to snapping on someone in a long time. And I got some ducky shorts out of it. Neff, not a very good brand, not a bad brand, kind of mediocre, but the ducky, rubber ducky shorts, good sell through. These are actually known on eBay. There's a market for these. It's fairly strong, $6, save 25. Here's one I wouldn't have bought unless I was pissed off at the world, Limp Bizkit style. Retrofit is a nothing brand, but these big, weird flamingo print Hawaiian shirts, probably fine, $6. If I listed it 20, it should flip. Loudmouth, haven't found this since I lived in LA. It's a golf brand. Brand? Did I say that weird? It's a golf brand. They do a lot of really colorful pants, big, loud, Hawaiian type, psychedelic type golf pants. This is not that. Will still flip. Really good sell-through on Loudmouth stuff. Another margin call, big margin call here. Hickey Freeman. It's a performance stretch polo shirt slash golf shirt. I think I got it for $6. Hickey Freeman is right on the border of being a good brand. It's right there. And the last item that I got from that thrift store is a pair of things. Robert Graham. About 2X sell-through on Robert Graham shorts right now. Not very common to find. And then I was driving home, ran into a little bit of traffic, took an early off-ramp, and put me right in the area of another pretty big thrift store. So I figured, what the hell? Maybe I'll get a 25th hour redemption here. Went in there, spent a whole bunch of time finding I found like 8 great pieces, and then all of them had flaws. So here it is. It's another Volcom Surf and Turf. So I sure hope that my phone research was sound on the first pair, because I got another pair. I just limped over to the book section, trying to, drown my sorrows. They were gonna close in like 20 minutes anyway. And I found some stuff that you might not care about. Here's Canticle for Leibowitz, cool old vintage paperback. I already have a copy of this, but this is cooler, so I might try to sell the other one. Here's a Tom Wolfe book that I'd never heard of, The Painted World, his satire of the pop art world. Very short, and I like Tom Wolfe, at least his earlier stuff. An Evelyn Waugh novel, very vintage, good condition. Don't really know anything about it, but as you can tell, I kind of have a soft spot for stuff like this. And a copy of Plato's Republic in this great floppy, well-worn paperback edition. This is sitting at about 50% completion on my Kindle. I figured if I had like an aesthetically pleasant paperback, it might push me over the edge to finish it. So these were 50 cents each. I had a realization today. I don't enjoy sourcing as much as I used to, and it's because it's all over the map like this. It's either a big thrill ride and everything's going great, or it's like pulling teeth. It's like trying to wring kale juice out of a shirt. It's just oh, I got one more book. This is cool. I don't know, this is sitting over here. This is a vintage book called Catastrophe, When Man Loses Control. That's a compendium of fatal disasters through history. And I figure that I will read this on the toilet because that's what these people would have wanted. Yeah, so sourcing sucks sometimes because it's physically really hard and frustrating. And you have to deal with the human element, you have to deal with all the Christian rock playing, you have to deal with like the physical exhaustion of being on your feet for that long. But it has the potential of like these big thrilling windfalls. And sourcing is miserable, but it's a constant misery. It's a known quantity. It's just tedium. It's just that you know exactly what you're going to get, and that's, I think, why people dread it. But I think that this is going to motivate me to list more, because at this point, as of right now, today, being tired and in kind of a bad mood, it's kind of a wash. I feel like for the first time in my life, I could go either way. I don't necessarily prefer sourcing right now to listing, which I'm going to take to be an opportunity and see as an advantage. And I'm going to look forward to being just a 5 out of 10 miserable, listing all this stuff and not having to worry about somebody breathing in my ear while I'm looking at a shirt. So thanks for watching, and happy hunting out there, and look out.